So I was able to go from being extremely shy to be able to create a YouTube channel that has now gained over 300,000 combined views. And all of this happened within a span of just 1 year. And so I wanted to create this video to give an advice to my younger self and someone like you who is shy and who wants to start a YouTube channel, but somehow doesn't feel like they're confident enough to start a YouTube channel. And so my idea for this video is just to share like a few tips that helped me and some mistakes that I made initially that if someone had told me would have saved me a lot more time. So these are the 4 mistakes that I would avoid if I were starting my YouTube channel from scratch. The first mistake is I really want you to ask yourself what would make it easier for you to start posting your first video and start your YouTube channel rather than asking yourself what would make it better. And the reason why I want you to ask yourself this question is when I wanted to start my YouTube channel initially, I thought to myself that I needed to make a perfect video, and I spent so much time learning how to edit videos, learning how to find the perfect B-rolls, audios and all those things, and that just took like a lot more time to even get myself to posting my first video. And here's the second mistake that I made that I would recommend you to avoid if you can. This is what I want you to remember. Don't overthink it. It's really not that serious. If you're a naturally shy person, I understand that it is really hard to put yourself out there. You might have all these negative thoughts and feelings about yourself and how people might judge you for putting yourself out there. And I just want you to tell yourself that just because you're posting content, even if it's not perfect, it doesn't mean that you're not making progress. And thinking about like really playing the long game and really not trying to figure out everything in that moment is actually going to help you take the pressure off from yourself and actually help you feel comfortable at posting content and putting yourself out there on YouTube. Now the third tip is you're not expected to be an expert, so don't put the pressure on yourself to be one. So let's take an example. For example, if you're someone who really enjoys investing or want to create content teaching people about money and finance, the first thing you might naturally want to do is check like other competitors and people who are already creating content related to personal finance, and you might think that it has something to do with the way they make videos that make them go viral, and so you might want to copy them. And because you are not that good initially, and so if you compare yourself to them, it's going to make it really hard for you to feel comfortable putting yourself out there. And so you have to remember that it's really like not expected for you to be an expert. Just figure out the basics and figure out, okay, how do I set the camera, what settings to use and so on, and just like record yourself talking to the camera just like I'm doing this right now. Just put yourself out there, talk to the camera as if you're talking to a person or yourself, and then just push the content out there. Don't overthink it, and do this for like the first 10 videos, and then as you start getting comfortable, you can start learning more about how to make a perfect thumbnail, how to make a title, and like all those things. But initially when you're starting, like there's no really any point to just put so much pressure on yourself to make the best video, because your first 10 videos are anyway going to suck, and that's totally fine. Like that's how you get better, right? The fourth mistake that I made when I initially posted the video was to just not stay consistent enough. So I spent too much time editing and finding the perfect B-rolls on websites like Pexel and YouTube, and tried to like create this really incredibly visually appealing video, but that burnt me out so bad because I was not mentally available at that point to create this perfect video based on where I was in my journey. And so I used to like script these really long videos, and I used to set a teleprompter, and I used to talk to camera, but it used to exhaust me a lot because I was really shy and I was putting so much pressure on myself to make the perfect video and reading off the script. It was really hard for me, and so I was just trying to do the things that I saw other YouTubers tell other people to do when they were starting a YouTube channel, but I never really took a moment to take a step back and ask myself that what is the kind of format that is even going to help me? Like what is something that suits to your personality? Like you have to take a step back and ask yourself this question. Are you more comfortable talking to the camera? Do you actually prefer doing a sound recording of yourself and then using that voiceover on a video of you? Like whatever it is, just like asking yourself that, and then not spending too much time on editing and all those things if you don't really enjoy it, and just putting yourself out there and really focusing on the value that you provide people. people. So right now, the tips that I'm sharing you, like, these are not from ChatGPT, these are not from YouTube. These are some tips that I actually like wrote on my phone before getting on the video. And these are the tips or mistakes that I made in my journey, right? And so whatever it is that you want to create content on, as long as it's like raw and if you're providing like genuine value to people, sooner or later your audience will find you. And so that's all. These were the 4 mistakes that I made that you can avoid. And if you would like 10 more extra tips on how you can get comfortable talking on camera, there's a link in the description. You can like click on that link and it will give you access to 10 tips that would help you starting your YouTube channel and posting your first few videos as someone who's shy, coming from a shy person. So check them out and I'll see you in the next video.